Let's think about this. Cal's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea. The liquid that guards found in the Cal's luggage seemed to have the ability to dissolve Fontanians into water. Okay, who's the prime suspect? Reconstruct the criminal plan. What item did the culprit use to dissolve Hazley?
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
So this would have been relevant.
The water from the primordial sea should already have been...
What item? Who is the prime suspect currently? That would have been... Cowl.
The deceased's name is Cowl.
So, what item did the culprit use to control the timing of the solution?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The rope that strung the...
What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime scene? To hide the mechanism behind the crime. Dobry, know everything. What item did the culprit use to control the timing? I want to use the rope as the timing, because the tank had to have dropped because of the burnt rope, which was doused in the flammable material. So...
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such.
So, here. Now, the last piece of evidence. What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime?
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering...
So, the hook rope? Was it used as the thud?
I remember there was something else within the inner layer. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she...
What item? So... this?
Now it seems like the hook rope would...
So this is the only item I can think of, but the other two are clues. So... Nope! So it's the other way around. The rope was up top, control the timing.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not...
Okay, select this clue, and select the rope.
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit...
Mechanism behind the crime. This? Nope! Alright. Last two. Can I get it done? What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism? I don't know. A question like that is vague.
Lynette was in the magic box on... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
The inner layer of the box. What was in the inner layer of the box? The balloons? The wall? That? That's relevant. Hypothesis correct.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target.
Wait, when was it tampered with?
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage.
What? I'm just, like, even I'm having a hard time following this.
But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
So he used the water tank to try to do something, but...
Huh. That does make sense.
What?
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Halsey's connection with the water tank. And how he used it to try to go after... Or no, Cowell's connection to the water tank. I don't know. Even I'm not sure. I'm barely following along.
Oh dear. What do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Is that like her subconscious? Where... Like, there's the inner part of her that's more authentic, and we're just seeing the outer part of her, which is always confident?
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death.
Exactly. Like, I'm not just saying this to be overly confident. Like, I did bring that question up before. What was the cause of death for Cal?
His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Oh god.
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Do we actually get testimony?
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case.
Who?
And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
They searched Linny?
That can't be.
Wait, what? They searched Linny's personal effects and they found the primordial sea.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
So how did it get there?
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Okay. Events in the tunnel.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime.
So, are you saying Linny tried to kill, Cal?
Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon.
What?
Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
No. And back.
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I didn't even know, like, I just tried to think of a new way forward. I didn't think far enough. Would this be used against us?
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale.
Unless there's something wrong with it. In which case...
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view,
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Please tell me you have evidence I can use right at the last second.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Yeah, but here's the thing in a courtroom trial. For courtroom decorum, usually only certain members of the court can speak and anybody else outside the audience don't get to speak. So, I don't know if Nouvellette is really trying to be part of legal realism, but what the hell.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now,
would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
I really hope we're not trying to do a repeat of what happened, but I don't know if the judge, Nouvelette is okay with this, and somehow things are going way too fast for him to say whether it's a good idea or not. But what the hell?
But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
What? Is there something we don't know about this box? The balloon? You brought back Halsey.
Sorry for the interruption.
That's actually her.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
Wait, what? You just brought back Halsey. Is there another... Like, the box was brought down. Wait, what?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
Yes, she's involved with some thievery.
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial.
Well, now you are put on trial.
I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
Navia.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
She confessed? But why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
So... Oh. So this primordial sea, water can only be used on Fontanians? And Lillian, aka Halsey, is from Mondstadt, so the water wouldn't have worked on her, so therefore the primordial sea evidence couldn't have worked anyways?
I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
Until now, and somehow by somebody else who was able to get in touch with you right before the trial.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
Yeah, but... wait. This brings another question. The number selector chose you, but you stole someone's ticket. So whoever's ticket you stole was the real target.
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. And continued hiding inside the opera house.
Quite a lot of, exposition here.
Can a person even hide in there?
Yeah, practically, hand-add concealment. A professional thief could make it work.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Should I believe her? Yes. For the time being. But that kind of brings up another question at this point. If she didn't kill him, then who did?
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Lenny entered the tunnel. Halsey dissolved. She wasn't dissolved because she's from Mondstadt. And therefore... Strange sound from the magic device. There's an audible thump. Infighting between Lenny and Cowell. The clothes belong to Halsey. So she was there. So... Nope. So what point am I refuting directly? Because that's the whole point. On-stage accident. Seem like an accident. Lenny knocked Cowell out. Then used the methods. Where's that other evidence? Strange sound heard during the switch. There was an audible thump that many audiences heard. Top the magic. Pop the top. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be refuting here, because we've heard the testimony from Halsey where she's actually from Mondstadt and not from Fontaine. So the Primordial Sea argument could not work on her. But we have to go towards what Furina said, the events in the tunnel. So, evidence and stuff related. What am I refuting specifically? Because now I gotta start rubbing my brain cells here. Let's think about this for a second. Rub your brain cells together. Let's think about this for a second. Halsey, much like Lenny and Lynette, might have had some idea about the primordial seawater being used on Fontanians. So, for example, if she, as an audience member, would have had to cover her tracks some way, because she knew that everybody else in the audience upstairs would have thought of her as Fontanian, and therefore, as Fontanian, she would have to pretend to be like one of them. So... Nope! God damn it. What did Halsey do?
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
Because if she really was Fontanian, there was nothing she could have done, so she had to have covered her tracks by changing her clothes. Okay, that's one way. She had to change her clothes because she knew that if she had to pretend to be Fontanian, she couldn't dissolve in water, so she had to change her clothes and hide elsewhere. Okay, I'm looking at certain statements, and certain statements have blue text under them. My guess is these are the statements I have to somehow refute. These two statements with at least these remaining pieces of evidence. Process of elimination. How would Halsey have reacted to when the water from the primordial sea began to trickle in? Random number selector. Clearly someone has tampered with it. Did she tamper with it? Strange sound during the magic show. During the Switch performance, there was an audible thump. This?
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Oh. I didn't think of that. The only thing I thought of was, oh god, I'm trying to read. I didn't think... What did she do? She tried to cover up her tracks. The whole entire thing is about her trying to cover up her tracks as a thief. Because she wanted to prevent anybody else from following her. In fighting between Linny and Cowell, Linny wanted to take all the credit. As Halsey appeared completely unharmed before all of her eyes, FURINA'S conjecture no longer holds water, but there's evidence proving that a fight did indeed break out in the tunnel. Not the random... The water vase. Seemed like it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport. So... It wasn't by the trolley. So therefore it was something else. So if it wasn't caused by the trolley during the normal switch process, therefore...
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
Yeah, there it is. That's...
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
That's the next question. I really wonder. Who was the ticket originally meant to be from?
Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, the two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box.
Dang, she's got a lot of energy and was able to take out Cowell in the process.
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Okay, so that's what happened. Successful refutation. That was horrible on my end. But you know what? It's different for Ace Attorney.
She would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
What? So Navia knew that Halsey was somehow still inside the building? Because she not only knew that the Traveler would be hungry, but Halsey as well?
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Yes, I looked depressed while saying it.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Furina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
Do you have any objections at this point?
Please answer the question, Lady Furina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Exactly. You want to contribute to the whole discussion, you can contribute right to the very end.
What? Are you reading my mind now?
No, but she just saw you walking away and thinks that you're gonna leave right now.
No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
By all means.
Wow. Look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
Because she's so full of hot air.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list.
Because he was involved with the reservation, but...
With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen.
Yeah, but now that we're going to the number selector and the stolen ticket, again, it brings up that Halsey, if Cal was gonna kill whoever was part of that pre-selected process, he would have killed whoever's name was originally on the ticket, and whichever seating that name would have been where Halsey was sitting. But the ticket was stolen, so who was Cal's original target? Who was the ticket that Halsey originally stole from?
To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim.
So, it was self-inflicted, the whole entire process. But, like, regardless, like, why would Cowell go after Halsey?
Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Or you could say not guilty.
Hooray, Lily and Lynette! Amazing!
Despite a horrible process on my part, but then again, I didn't know about the mechanics of this trial, so I'll leave that to there.
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Okay. So the Oratrice considers Linny to be not guilty. Really?
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
So the machine declared not guilty, not you. But you're just reading out what the machine is saying.
Victory for Ace Detective Paimon!
I wonder if there are multiple endings. Is it possible to get Linny as a guilty verdict?
Great work,
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
Guard Vaughn.
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Who put it there? Was that another attempt? But wait, this is after the trial of not guilty.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
What?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
So, Guard Vaughn is connected to Cowell?
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
So, the guard presented evidence as false?
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders.
From who?
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, You have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes?
Which higher-ups? Who said it?
Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes! I'll tell you everything Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
What?
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. Boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
What the hell?
What?
He turned into water. Right then and there,
And
so
now
it...
he can no longer talk.
Dang. Was that intentional to prevent him from talking? Like, yeah, it is possible Fontanians can turn into water. At least from this perspective.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act.
Dang, was that a delay in the effects of the potion?
All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Dang. However, nothing is found on the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Vaughn dissolved. Was he killed right then and there? As a result of turning into water?
So, we're just going back now?
Back where? The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore. So, guess he's dead.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Why? You want to thank us for defending you in court?
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
Because of the associations they have to the Fatui?
But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just don't want to wish to see anyone falsely accused, regardless what the Traveler... if the Traveler has any qualms with the Fatui.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight.
What?
I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time.
You wish to have some connection with the Traveler.
As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Otets. Who was Otets again? I can't remember. Was it, wait, the leader of the Fatui? Not the Jester? No, the Jester is the leader. But then again, who's the Knave again? I don't know.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story?
Yes!
It's about my past.
This might be relevant evidence. The Knave is another one of the Harbingers that you saw in the one video you saw way back.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
Somehow they were able to get out of rags from riches because of someone who was a little bit more well-off.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
It's possible. It ain't easy for anyone to go from rags to riches.
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days.
I can feel for them. Not because of the rags to riches, and I'm not rich either. But the idea of at least trying to go up the social mobility is in itself a noble act.
But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Ugh.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was.
So you were only used for whatever it was.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
Dang.
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
So he saw something about the knave, and...
Oh no. So he was... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care. And they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood. And the knave, standing there in the darkness.
Who did he kill?
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here.
Okay.
I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Dang.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Because of betrayal. That's all in the past. The knave is actor the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans.
Wait, what? The knave as a father, but also considered she?
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So that everybody doesn't turn into water?
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
But then again, how the hell did that other guy what caused him to turn into water?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy.
That's definitely empirically supported.
Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine. And we will always defend our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
It's alright. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
There are a lot of people out there who do believe what they're doing is right, but make sure the methods match up with the means.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me.
Fine. Okay. And then we walk away.
Bye, Linny!
And Paimon is like, what? Even though that was horrible on my end. I took too dang long for everything.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Wait, what?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too? Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Lenny. I wasn't necessarily looking into serial disappearance cases, but now that you bring it up, my guess is I'm gonna have to look into that in the next Archon quest.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now.
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
Hmm.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
I don't know. Even I'm having a hard time still following the process of this trial. I don't know. But that's just me. It is often trial and error at this point.
Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Yes.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Because you want to actually end the quest with food.
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navi is treating, kill Paimon it!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe...
Fine.
Let's have our farewell meal.
Farewell meal. I thought we were gonna go... There we go!